Yeah, definitely looking forward to playing again. I think we've gone against each other quite enough now to finally get somebody different in front of you, and then work towards our goals as a team. So that's what we're all looking forward to. It'll be here before you know it for sure.
You being a leader on the line, how impressed are you with the young guys that are coming up under you just to build that depth?
I think throughout camp it's been really good. I think we've had a couple sloppy days the last 3 days, to be honest with you. That's why we did a little punishment there and had a little pep talk because if we want to be as good as we think we can be as an offense line or as a team or any of those things, we can't have false starts. We can't have low snaps. We can't have missed assignments. And I think the last 3 practices we've had quite a few of those. And that starts with me, making sure that those guys are on the right page and make sure that they know that that'll cost us games. So we're going to try and make sure those things get fixed. But overall, I've been pretty pleased.
You confident the run game can get going?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say our defense has been scheming us up quite a bit. If I look out there versus Nebraska and don't see some of the fronts they've been throwing at us, some of the blitzes they've been throwing at us, I'll be a little upset because I've seen a lot throughout these 3 weeks of camp that didn't see last year. That just shows that they're really comfortable in getting farther along in their installs throughout their defense, which will hopefully create a lot of negative yards for them to create and get us the ball back. But definitely looking forward to getting the running game going. We're going to scheme a couple things up ourselves, and then start getting focused on Nebraska and go from there.
I know you can't look into the future and predict stats or whatnot, but the last 2 years you've had 1,000-yard running back.
Yeah.
How much pride do you guys take as a line in accomplishing that, and then do you feel like the group of guys can accomplish that and that's in the backfield?
I think we definitely can accomplish that, and especially the guys in the backfield we brought. We got a lot of explosive guys back there. You name them all. Evan, Tawi, Manny, Chance Williams, all 4 of them, and even some of the young guys. I take a lot of pride in that. My first 3 years we weren't anything special with running. We passed a lot. We did some stuff, but it wasn't near as good as we have, I think, the past 2 seasons. So I really enjoy running the ball now. I think I've learned to love that, throughout the last 2 years. But really looking forward to see what those guys can do for us for sure.
Given that you lost 3 guys to the NFL, how do you feel about this now?
I feel good. I think we brought in a lot of guys that have a lot of experience. 2 guys in particular at left tackle and right guard, Taryn and Joe. And then guys that played quite a bit for us last year, and Evan and X played quite a bit at Maine, and he's come along in a lot of ways. Deion's back still. And then Green in there as well. We'll have a lot of rotations that we can throw. I feel comfortable with about 8 guys, 8, 9 guys maybe, especially as we keep going throughout this next week before it really gets into game week. I feel comfortable with 8 or 9 guys and really looking forward to it for sure.
In your camp, on campus, how does that feel for you for somebody that's been to so many, fall camps?
It's weird. Used to being out at higher ground for quite a few weeks. My freshman year, we were out there for like 21 days or something like that, something crazy. But to end here, only be out there for a week, it just shows that the season's right around the corner. But it's a little awkward. We'll still be going, different schedule next week, but it'll still be, a lot of the same things, just different times and stuff. Start implementing a little scout team and whatnot. But it feels good to know that's wrapping up and the season's it's here.
I know you're a big camp higher ground guy.
Yeah.
But with the new facility,
Yeah.
has it been a little bit cooler to be on campus?
Yeah, it's been more beneficial probably for recovery. You can go back and you can get a nap in when we get like a nice 3-hour break. If you're not doing recovery, which I've been doing the whole time because I'm old at this point, but you can go home, get a little nap in your own bed rather than the beds out there, the bunk beds for the younger guys. And there's so many great things about that facility. We're around each other nonstop. Higher ground. Some guys are in the lodges, some guys are in the dorms, but here you're anywhere you go, you're seeing another teammate. So it's been awesome for sure.